Hey guys, we're back. We're at 16 seconds before our chicken will be ringing and ready to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep, 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 beep. Yes, I love a countdown. Now, as you see, our chicken has boiled and created a nice stock. A lot of fat. I have to admit, there's a lot of fat in this. Not to say that fat is bad or good. Either way, fat is fat. Now, your best bet for this, rather than doing the chicken thighs that I did with the skin and the bone in, go ahead and buy the skinless, boneless thigh meat. That will give you less fat in the stock. But the only problem is, what the fat really does is it keeps the chicken moist as you're boiling it, the skin. And so what will happen is you might end up getting dry chicken for your chicken and dumplings. But at the same time, you won't have as much fat, you won't feel as guilty, and you won't have to worry about it. But remember, like I've said before, if you worry about crap, you're going to just get crap. Okay, now, we now have a half a tub of good chicken stock. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our vegetables and dump them in. And let them cook on a low to medium heat for just 5 minutes, if that. I'm going to go ahead, turn on the timer for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we can have a small talk. When I decided to start doing this, it had to do with the fact that I really am bored right now. I had something that happened to me that has made me be considered like disabled. But it also makes it to where I'm not disabled of the mind. I can have some fun and I can figure things out. With your chicken, you have you go ahead and set it to the side, let it cool, and it'll probably take, like 5-10 minutes to make it to where it's workable. So while you're doing that, you're going to make your soup base, and I call it a soup, but it's going to be thicker than that. It's going to become thick because you're going to add your dumplings, a little bit of roux, and we'll explain roux in a few moments what that is. But meanwhile, we're going to enjoy our vegetables and let them cook and get them all, remember, frozen vegetables are actually already cooked. What you're mostly doing is heating them up and getting them ready to be able to be served. Now, I do the vegetables in there so I can get the flavor of the chicken and the salt and the pepper and all that incorporated and something enjoyable to have. Now, you're going to bring up the heat to get it to where it's going to be able to cook your dumplings. So you have to wait for it to, get to a small simmer, not boil, not a roaring boil, just a nice simmer so that you can drop your dumplings in and cook them. Meanwhile, I'm going to teach you how to make roux. Now, roux is equal parts butter and flour. Now, I have melted 1/3 of a cup of butter, and I have 1/3 of a cup of flour. You whisk with a fork thusly, and you will create a blonde roux. Now, if you want a darker roux, you could do it in a pan, or you can do it like I've done it in the microwave, which is easier. Let's be honest. You're not a professional cook. You don't have to prove yourself in any way, shape, or form. Go ahead and use the easy things that you have. Like we said, the baking mix, using the microwave, a simple, boil of the chicken, and you have an excellent meal that you're trying to make and trying to get done for your family. Now see, I'm waiting for the now, right now, it is trying to get to a rabbit boil, and my chicken is cooling. And I have my blonde roux ready to go. Those of you who are enjoying my different videos, I want you to know that most of my food I make for my wife because I love her very much. It's one of those things that I do to keep her happy with me. Let's be honest. You could look at this and yeah, I look like a sexy Grizzly Adams, but let's be honest, I'm still a mountain to climb, and I have an attitude, and I have a personality that's hard to live with. For that purpose, I make sure that I cook for my wife, and that I want to make sure she's happy. And I'm talking to you guys out there who are sitting on your butt right now watching me doing the "it ain't my job to cook." This isn't about what the job is. It isn't about what the macho attitude that you think you have to have. This is about she works hard too, and you need to show her that you care. So there's my speech to you. You better listen to it. Now that I've made my speech, let's start making us some chicken and dumplings. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring it up to high. I'm going to take my roux and dump it in. Which this will do a couple of things. One, it's going to thicken it for you and make that chicken fat mix in. And secondly, it's going to create a lovely yellow color. Just like that. Let me show you. Just like that. So, you're going to let this get up to, turn it up to high, get it to start into a nice roaring bubble so that we can get it to thicken. And then we're going to start making our dumplings. If it isn't going fast for you, go ahead and put a lid on it, wait for a moment or two, and it'll heat up and be ready to go for you. Meanwhile, take a ordinary, remember we've had this discussion, an ordinary tablespoon, take a part of it, healthy part of it, put it in your hand, roll it, make sure that it's all going to stick together. You don't want it to fall apart in the, see, it's all stuck, it's all nice, it's a perfectly round ball. Remember, it's going to puff up to twice its size that it is right now. Drop it in. See, we are now at a nice roaring bubble. And you're going to turn down the heat and start making your dumplings. Once I've made them all, I'll give you a call. I'll bring you back and show you what they all look like. Thanks.